is um, some Buddhist followers and practitioners talk about previous lives, hell, and six planes of existence without really experiencing them, judging from their current states of mind. Are they forms of distractions by fear, desire, or false speech, instead of the show and tell, observe and see way of vipassana training and practicing?
If teaching on past life, on health, and so on was not important, the Buddha would not teach it. And we have a proof. The Buddha in the Singsapa Sutta, is that? I'll get you the accurate name. Well, it is called Singsapa Sutta accurately. So you can Google that as well. So in Singsapa Sutta, the Buddha takes monks to a forest where there are so many leaves that they reach all the way until the knees of the monks. Can you imagine? So many leaves, totally covered. The forest floor is totally covered in leaves. And the Buddha, as he's there standing with the monks, he takes a few leaves in his hand and he asks the monks, where are more leaves? In my hand or on this forest floor? And the monks say, well, Venerable Sir, there are so many leaves on the forest floor, it would be very difficult to count them. Whereas in your hand, there are just a few leaves. And the Buddha explains, in the same way, there is a lot of knowledge that I have about the world, but I share with you only that, what you need on your path toward enlightenment. So, when the Buddha teaches about the past lives, when the Buddha teaches about the hell, animal realm, ghost realm, when the Buddha teaches about rebirth, it is important for our understanding and for our progress on the path. How is it important? Another sutta, and this one I don't know how is this called, but if you later ask me, I will search it for you. Another sutta, the Buddha is visited by a horse trainer, and the horse trainer visits the Buddha, okay, and the Buddha asks the horse trainer, so horse trainer, how do you train your horses? And the horse trainer says, well, I treat my horses in a, how to say, I don't know how you use it in English, in a good way, in a nice way, I see, in a nice way, in a nice way. The other one is in a harsh way, and in both ways. I treat them in a nice way. That means that I don't remember exactly, he treats them nicely. So apparently he gives them maybe some sugar, whatever they want. He nicely treats them. And that's the way how he trains his horses. If he treats them in the harsh way, he beats the horses. So if they do not listen after treatment in a nice way, he treats them in the harsh way. Now, if he treats them in the harsh way and he beats them, and they still don't listen, he treats them in both the nice way and the harsh way. And if they still don't listen, what will you do with them, horse trainer? And the horse trainer says, well, then I kill them. Because they should not spread, they should not reduce my reputation as a horse trainer. And then the horse trainer asks the Buddha, oh Buddha, how do you train your monks? And the Buddha says, well, I train them in the nice way, in the harsh way, and then in the nice and the harsh way. What is the nice way? The Buddha says, well, I tell to the monks, if you meditate like this, if you follow the rules like this, you will be born in heaven. What is the harsh way? Well, if the nice way doesn't work, and the Buddha uses the harsh way. The harsh way is the Buddha tells to the monks, if you do not follow the rules in this way, if you do not practice in this way, you will be born in the hell. If they do not follow, if they do not listen after the harsh way, then the Buddha teaches them in the both nice and the harsh way. So the Buddha explains to the monks, if you follow this, you will be born in heaven. If you don't follow this, you will be born in hell. And then the horse trainer says, well, but what if the monks do not listen to you even after you treat them in both the nice and the harsh way? And the Buddha says, well, then I kill them. And the horse trainer is surprised and shocked. And he says, oh, Venerable Sir, but how do you kill them? Shouldn't ascetics abandon all killing? And the Buddha says, well, I kill them by not talking to them anymore. And the horse trainer says, oh, that is so good. Very well done. Okay. But we see that the Buddha doesn't talk to monks only, or as far as I know, the Buddha doesn't talk to monks only when it seems that it will have some result. Even in the case of Devadatta, after the Buddha stopped to talk to Devadatta, he then actually, when he was falling into the hell, he actually professed his faith in the Buddha. And thanks to that profession of faith at the moment of death of Devadatta, after one whole world cycle in the hell, he will be born as a human and become a Buddha himself. He will become a lesser kind of Buddha, but that doesn't matter. He will become fully enlightened. In the case of another monk who refused to abstain from eating afternoon, who wanted to eat dinner anyway, after about 3 months of breaking the rule and eating the dinner, he actually approached the Buddha, he apologized to the Buddha, and he mended his ways. In the case of Venerable Channa, who as a layperson took the Buddha from the palace to the river where the Buddha became an ascetic, where when the prince became an ascetic, Venerable Channa later became a monk, and Venerable Channa was very conceited, and he thought he doesn't need to follow the rules of the Buddha, the rules of Vinaya, because the Buddha became a Buddha thanks to Channa. If Channa didn't take the prince from the palace out, then the prince would probably be with his son and his wife and never become an ascetic. So Channa was very, very proud and did not follow the Vinaya rules. So when the Buddha passed away, when the Buddha was going to pass away, he decided that no monk is allowed to talk with Channa. But what happened? Channa was very, very scared. He thought, oh, now no monk is talking with me. What's going on? And he started to meditate, and he became an arahant. So when the Buddha did not talk with someone, it always led to something good. It doesn't work like this among us. So we never resort to this killing, to the Buddha style killing. Okay, that's very wrong. Okay, so we can see here that the Buddha used the teaching on hell, on rebirth, on Kamma, and so on, because it creates the so-called Sangvega. Sangvega is a very important term. So if you don't know it, it's a serious problem. You need to know what is Sangvega. If you don't know what is Sangvega, you're missing out on a very important concept. Sangvega in Buddhism is the key to start following the Buddha's teachings. Without Sangvega, there will not be any following of the Buddha's teaching. So Sangvega is a very important concept. What is it? There are 4 kinds of Sangvega, but I forgot them. So I will take it simply. Sangvega simply means that you realize the need to get free from the world. Sangvega literally means trembling. You tremble and shake by the fear of the reality. You realize that indeed there is a problem in this world and we need to get out of it. So the Buddha teaches the teaching on rebirth, on karma, on hell, animal realm, ghost realm, because he wants to create samvega in the people. When the people learn the teachings on rebirth and rebirth in the woeful states, in the states of suffering, they get start to understand that there is a problem with this world and they want to get out of it. It is also the way how I became a monk. When I read the Gachapa, the sutta on the tortoise, I think Gachapupama Sutta. I don't remember the name of the sutta. Anyway, it's the sutta on the one-eyed tortoise. The Buddha explains that there is a tortoise there's a tortoise in an ocean. And in this simile, the Buddha says, okay, so suppose that you have a large ocean. An ocean is large, but the Buddha, when he speaks about the ocean, it's all of the four oceans together. So we can call it the large ocean. And when in this ocean, at the bottom of the ocean, there is a one-eyed tortoise. And this tortoise is there, and it comes up to the surface once every 100 years. Now, on the surface of the ocean, there is a yoke. Yoke, probably you as Vietnamese will know what that means, but to make sure, yoke is the thing that you apply on the necks of your oxen if you want to plow your field. So a yoke contains a kind of round portion, and the Buddha says, now think, how often will it happen that this tortoise, this one-eyed tortoise that is coming up to the surface once every 100 years, will stick its neck through the yoke that is floating over that surface of the huge, huge ocean, while the wind is blowing from the east, west, south, and north. And the monks explain, well, this is virtually impossible. And the Buddha says it is even more improbable that someone who is born in hell or animal realm will be born again as a human being. So after I read this discourse, I was fully determined to become a monk, because I realized how unique opportunity for me is that I am now a human. So this was the harsh way, so to speak, but it works, you know. So it is very important for us to learn the consequences, the possible consequences of our actions, to learn about rebirth, to learn about hell, animal realm, and the ghost realms, and realize that the world is not just about this human life. And that may hopefully increase our samvega, our spiritual urgency, as some translate it, and thereby lead us to practice and dedicate ourselves to the vipassana practice that the person who asked the question would love to dedicate herself or himself to. All right, and now I have Dhamma teaching somewhere else. So I'm running somewhere else. Thank you everyone for coming. We need to share the merit, right? But we will have the 5 minutes to share merit, okay? So do you have any method of sharing merit that you prefer?
Thank you, Bante. I think if you could just lead us, then that would be in your method.
Okay. So sharing merit is teaching suggested by ritual suggested by the Buddha himself. Yes, indeed. So just a moment, I will inform. So sharing merit is explained by the Buddha in the Theravada Sutta of Khuddaka Nikaya. But now what actually happened? So the Buddha explains that there are deceased relatives from this life, from past lives, and some of them, not all, but some of them actually can, after they are born as ghosts, if they are born as hungry ghosts, they can actually benefit from our merits. If we make a merit, if we make a donation, because the Buddha never speaks about sharing merit of morality or of meditation or of Dhamma teaching or of Dhamma listening. It seems that in the Buddha's teachings, there was only one kind of merit that you can share, and that is specific donation. If you have not made any specific donation, it will not be possible to share it because the merit is not there. So it seems that the only kind of merit that is supposed to be shared in the Buddha's time, of course, culturally it's different today. In the Buddha's time, it seems they shared only specifically material donation. So when the king Bimbisara donated food to the Buddha, then the Buddha suggested that the king Bimbisara shares the merit of the donation of the food. The same thing can be done with robes and with shelter and with medicine as well. Those are all material donations. We have 10 kinds of donations. We have donations of food, drink, clothes, vehicles for going, flowers, perfumes, ointments, things that you apply on your skin. Beds, things to lie on, to sleep on, places to live, so roof above the head, and light, literally lamps, but any light would be fine as well. So these are 10 kinds of things that you can donate, not to monks, but generally, these are things you can donate to anyone. And these 10 things can, after donation, they can be shared with the deceased relatives who happen to fall in the world of hungry ghosts. So the Buddha has provided exactly the sentence that we recite when we share our merit. Idang vo nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. This is for you, my relatives. May my relatives be happy. So you can then repeat this after me. I will recite it in Pali, and then I will continue reciting from that sutta, saying that like the water in the rivers flow in the oceans, in the same way, this merit, whatever is the merit you've done, will bring benefit to the deceased relatives. In the same way, when the rain falls on rocky mountains, and then it gradually comes down to the ground, in that same way, your shared merit, whatever it is, will bring benefit to the deceased relatives, to your deceased relatives. And then I will wish you, in our commentaries, there is a wish that monks like to say, so I like it too. And in that wish, the monks actually wish, may all your wishes be soon fulfilled. How soon? As fast as a heavenly gem starts to shine, so very fast, and as much as the full moon on the 15th lunar day is filled. So this is a wish, this is a traditional wish given from monks to lay people. And then we can invite the deities to rejoice of our merits. All right, so now you can repeat after me. Idang vo nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idang vo nyatinang hotu Sukhita
Sukhita
hontu
hontu
ñatayo
ñatayo
idang vo
idang vo
ñatinang
ñatinang
hotu.
hotu.
Sukhita
Sukhita
hontu
hontu
ñatayo.
ñatayo.
Yatha varivaha pura paripuranti sagarang evameva ito dinnang petanang upakappati. Unname udakang buttang yatha ninnang pavattati evameva ito dinnang petanang upakappati. Ichitang pattitang tuihang kippameva samijjhatu sabbe purentu sankappa manijoti raso yatha. Ichitang pattitang tuihang kippameva samijjhatu sabbe purentu sankappa manijoti raso yatha. Ichitang pattitang tuihang sabbameva samijjhatu sabbe purentu sankappa chando pannaraso yatha.
Sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu, sadhu.
sadhu.
And now we can invite the deities to rejoice of our merit. So we do that by also reciting from the scriptures. I think this is a little bit harder to find though. So traditionally, deities are invited to rejoice of our merit, and the invitation means the gods on the ground, the gods in the heavens of great powers, the gods and dragons of great powers in the ground and in the heavens. May they rejoice of this merit, whatever is the merit you've done out of those 10 I've mentioned, and for a long time protect the Buddha's teachings, the community of the Buddha's teachings, the Buddha's dispensation, so the religion of Buddhism, and me. So you can repeat after me. Akasattha
Akasattha
Jabhumatha
Jabummatha
Devanaga
Devanaga
Mahidhika
Mahedeka
Punyantang
Punyantang
Anumoditva
Anumoditva
Chirang
Chirang
Rakhantu
Rakhantu
Desanang
Desanang
Akasattha
Agasattha
Jabhumatha
Jabummatha
Devanaga
Devanaga
Mahidhika
Mahedeka
Punyantang
Punyantang
Anumoditva
Anumoditva
Chirang
Chirang
Rakhantu
Rakhantu
Mamparang
Mamparang
Sadhu Sadhu
Sadhu,
Sadhu. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana.
Sadhu,
sadhu, sadhu.
sadhu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bante.